Welcome back. All right, 8-game Sunday to review for all you fine people on the internet. So exactly half the teams in the league playing today. Games throughout the day and all that. So let's go ahead. We'll jump right in talking about the New Jersey Devils and the Philadelphia Flyers first, a game which New Jersey absolutely needed. They've been having their struggles lately. Allen versus Fedotov in this one. PHI has a 3-on-2 chance that's caught and held. Shots are 2-1 New Jersey, 3.5 minutes in. Heischer has a net drive chance that's blocked. The Devils press at 5 minutes. Good flow, very few whistles. And then we get a whistle at 11:10 when Glass scores from the slot. It's past a screen too. Nason and Luke Hughes with the assist. So, as I mentioned in last night's review, it's fun to see a guy get a goal, his first goal with his new team. Devils press for another. Shots are 5-4 for the Flyers, however, with 4.5 minutes left. Bratt then gets denied. Fedotov holds. Flyers press in the final minute. Drysdale has a screenshot that's held. It is 1-0 New Jersey after the first. Second period, Forster's denied on a fast break. Sprong has a turnover chance that's saved. Shots are 2-1 Flyers at 4 minutes, but at 5:39, Howla buries a wrister from in close. Kovacevic and Dillon with the assists. It's 2-0 in favor of New Jersey. Nason's then denied as the Devils look for another. Couturier gets denied as well. Devils clear out on the rebound. Bastian to Lazar. That attempt gets picked off. Shots are 10-4 for New Jersey with 9 minutes left. We get a post for Luke Hughes. The rebound's cleared. Bratt's denied on a rush. The Devils press with 3 minutes left. Flyers press to close out the period, but it's 2-0 New Jersey after 2. Third period, the Devils press at 2.5 minutes. Shots are 3 apiece at 5.5 minutes. Things get pushy on a hold by Allen. Stretch pass to Bratt, near miss there. The Flyers press at 7.5 minutes. Luke Hughes has a net feed that's blocked. With 9:28 left, the first power play of the game goes to the Flyers. That one's killed off, one shot on net. Philly's power play does not come through for them. The Flyers press with 5.5 minutes left, and at 15:13, Drysdale scores from Konechny and Forster. That actually, they do a timeout to see if they're going to challenge for offside. They do not challenge for offside on that goal. They just wanted to make sure, and it's 2-1 in favor of the New Jersey Devils at that point. Flyers press with 3.5 minutes left. The Devils press with 2.5 minutes left. With 1.5 minutes left, the Devils get a power play. So the goalie pull happens for 5-on-5 with 30 seconds left. With 21.4 seconds left, the Flyers call a timeout. Whatever they discussed does not work at 19:42. It is that rare power play empty netter. Mercer gets that from Howla. It is a 3-1 win for New Jersey. They go to 34-25-6 with the win. With the loss, Philadelphia 27-30-8. Shots on net, 8-5 Philly in the first, 11-5 New Jersey in the second, 11-7 Philly in the third. Final shots 24-23 for the Flyers. Power plays, New Jersey scored on theirs. Philadelphia did not score on theirs. The hits, 28-21 Philadelphia. Jake Allen saves 23 out of 24. Fedotov saves 20 out of 22. All right, next up, Seattle in Washington. Decord versus Lindgren. Early jump for Seattle. In fact, this is another one of those games where Washington gets off to a slow start. Shots are 2-0 Seattle at 3.5 minutes. Eberle's denied. Lindgren holds. Things get pushy then on a hold by Decord. Mangiapane to Radish, near miss there. We have a post for Tolvanen. The Kraken get a power play not long after. There's a Beniers wrister that gets held during said power play, and that is killed off. The shots are 7-2 Seattle at the half. Eberle has a net drive chance that's saved, and then at 12:37, Shane Wright scores again. He buries it on a rush. It goes post and in. Burakovsky and Larson with the assists. It's 1-0 Seattle. Caps look to respond. Pressed by Washington with 3.5 minutes left, with 2:14 left. The Caps get a power play. That's killed off. It's 1-0 Seattle after the first period. Second period, 35 seconds in, on a rush. Ferrari goes far corner. The assist to Protas and McMichael. The lead for Seattle's been wiped out. Caps then look for the lead. Things get pushed in a hole by Decord. And at 2:51, Strome with a point shot that goes past a screen into the net. Sandin with the assist. Washington has their first lead of the game at 2-1. Caps look for another. It really is just, it's a Caps game at this point. Shots are 4-2 Washington at 4.5 minutes. But at 7:23, Eberle ties the game. Cross crease pass and in for him. Stevenson and Tolvanen with the assists, so 2-2 tie there. Kraken press with 8 minutes left. We get a power play for Seattle. That's killed off. It stays 2-2 after the second period. Third period, the Kraken get a power play. Dunn has a net feed that gets blocked. That power play is killed off. The shots are 3-1 for the Kraken at 5.5 minutes. Everything gets punchy at 6 minutes and 28 seconds, and there are 9 penalties given out on the play. The Kraken emerged with a power play, which Philly didn't like on that. McCann has a wrister that's held. That power play is killed off. Then we have a post for McMichael on a rush. The shots are 8-6 Washington with 8 minutes left. Caps press with 7 minutes left, and at 15:44, McMichael scores to make it a 3-2 lead for Washington. Carlson and Chychrun with the assists. With a minute and 45 seconds left, the goalie pull happens. So, of course, Ovechkin scores into the empty net from Wilson and Dowd. That is point number 1,600 in the career of Alex Ovechkin, and he is now 9 goals away from passing Gretzky and becoming the all-time leader in goals. With the 4-2 win, Washington goes to 42-14-8 on the season. The Kraken dropped to 27-34-4. Shots on net, 14-7 Seattle in the first, 9-6 Seattle in the second, 11-9 Washington in the third. Final shots 32-24 for Seattle. Power plays the Kraken 0-4. And that cost them. Washington 0-1. The hits 19-18 Washington. Decord 20 saves on 23 shots. Lindgren saved 30 out of 32. All right, next up. Pittsburgh and Minnesota. So Jarry versus Fleury. Last time Fleury's going to play against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Kind of a sad night. Penguins press at 1.5 minutes. The teams trade turnovers. The Wild press at 3 minutes. We get pressure by Pittsburgh at 4.5 minutes. Good forechecking by the Penguins at this point. The shots are 4 apiece at 7 minutes. Boldy's denied. The Wild press after that. Nyquist to Foligno. There's a near miss there. Shots are 8-5 for the Wild with 4 minutes left. So the Wild are controlling a majority of the game to that point. Penguins press with 2.5 minutes left. With 2 minutes left, we get a power play for the Wild. Boldy's denied, and with 37.6 seconds left, that power play becomes a 4-on-4. So it's scoreless after the first. Second period, shorthanded rush by Foligno helps to finish the kill for the Wild. They do finish killing that penalty. We then get a power play for Minnesota. That's killed off as well. Wild press after it's done, but not a lot of shots at the net. The shots are 1 apiece at 5.5 minutes. The Wild go back to the power play, and it's a 4-minute. It's killed off, and it's mostly kept to the outside. Not a lot of dangerous chances for Minnesota there. Zuccarello's denied after it's done. Johansson has a screenshot. That's held. We get a power play for the Penguins. A net feed to Rust is blocked, and then Malkin buries one in close. The assist to Letang and Grzelcyk at 15:20. It's 1-0 for Pittsburgh. The Wild press with 3 minutes left with 2:31 left. The Wild get a power play. Hartman has a one-timer. That's blocked out. That power play is killed off. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh after 2. Third period, Jarry poke checks Faber as Faber's going towards the net. There's a near miss for Zuccarello as the Wild press. Boldy has a chance that's held. Shots are 3-1 Minnesota. 4 minutes in. Wild press at 5.5 minutes. Tomasino misses one wide on a net drive. And then at 9:19, Crosby buries a rebound to make it a 2-0 lead. Carlson and Raquel with the assists. Penguins press for another. Hartman has a rush chance that's saved. The Wild would draw a power play, and they score on it on a 4-on-1, and the Penguins wanted a call here. At 14:54, Hartman scores from Spurgeon and Johansson. That gets Minnesota on the board, cuts the lead to 2-1. So the goalie pull happens with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, and at 18:48, Crosby scores again. Jarry with the only assist on this one. It is a 3-1 win for Pittsburgh. They go to 25-31-10. Minnesota continues to fade here. Now they're in trouble. Colorado's pulled ahead. They're not going to catch Dallas. Definitely looks like they're going to be a wild card team. They dropped to 36-24-4 on the season. Shots on net favored Minnesota the whole way. 10-7 in the first, 10-6 in the second, 10-9 in the third. Final shots 30-22 in favor of Minnesota. Power plays Pittsburgh 1 for 2, Minnesota 1 for 6. The hits 20-17 Minnesota. Jarry saves 29 out of 30. One of the best games he's played this year, honestly. And Fleury saved 19 out of 21. All right, last game on this board is Winnipeg in Carolina. So Hellebuck versus Anderson. Jets press at 1.5 minutes. Shots are 2-0 for Winnipeg at 3 minutes. Canes press at 4 minutes. Barron has a rush chance that's kicked aside. We get a power play for Carolina. That's killed off. No shots on net on that power play. Jets press with 9 minutes left. The shots are 4 apiece with 8 minutes left. We then get a 4-minute power play for the Canes. Hall has a wrister that's caught and held, and then we end up getting 1 minute and 9 seconds of 4-on-4, so they don't get anything out of that 4-minute power play. Everything gets killed off, and then Jankowski wires one on a rush. Morrow with the assist at 18:05. That's Morrow's first NHL point, and of course for Jankowski, his first goal as a member of the Carolina Hurricanes. Hall then has a 3-on-2 chance that's held, but it's 1-0 Carolina after 1. Second period, shots are 3-0 Canes at 3 minutes, so they came out as the better team there. Lowry has a rush chance this block. Jets press at 4 minutes, but then at 5:21, Jankowski gets his second of the game, and second is a Kane as well. Roslovic and Robinson with the assists. The Jets come back and score, but it's pretty obvious pretty quickly that it's a high stick, and the review says yes, that's no goal. Kane's press at 7 minutes. The shots are 6-4 for Carolina at 9 minutes. Jarvis has a rush chance that's denied. Carolina presses at the half. There really wasn't a path to Carolina's net either. They were defending very, very well at this point in the game. We get a power play for the Canes. That's killed off. The Jets draw a power play. That's killed off as well. Velarde's denied and close. The Jets press after, but it's 2-0 Carolina after 2. Third period, Velarde has a rush chance this block. The Canes draw a power play in at 2:34. Stankoven, I told you guys you'd like him. He gets his 10th goal of the season. He tips in a point shot. Gostisbehere and Aho with the assists. It's 3-0 for Carolina. We get a power play for Winnipeg. Connor's denied during that. Anderson holds that chance. Power play's killed off. Shots are 5-4 Carolina at 9.5 minutes. A net feed to Lowry gets blocked. The Canes get a power play. That's killed off. So lots of Carolina power plays in this one. The goalie pull happens with 3.5 minutes left, and at 17:12, Iafallo banks one into the net, so they all count. However, the goalie pull happens with 2:10 left, and at 17:18 or 17:58, I should say, Jarvis hits the empty net from Martinook and Stahl. Just to keep things interesting, Adam Lowry would score at 19:07 to draw the Jets within 2 goals. That's as close as they get. The final score 4-2 Carolina. Carolina goes to 38-22-4, keep pace with New Jersey, as in staying ahead of New Jersey. Winnipeg 44-17-4 with the loss. Shots on net, 7-4 Carolina in the first, 11-10 Carolina in the second, 9-8 Carolina in the third. They outshoot the Jets 27-22. Power plays, Winnipeg 0 for 3, Carolina 1 for 6. The hits, 17-11 Winnipeg. Hellebuck saves 23 out of 26. Freddie Anderson saves 20 out of 22. Columbus and the Rangers as we enter into the 80s portion of today's games. Tarasov versus Quick. The Rangers press at 2.5 minutes. In fact, the shots are 2-0 Rangers at 4 minutes. However, at 5:56, Danforth buries a cross-crease pass. Werenski with the assist. It's 1-0 for Columbus. Berard has a rush chance that's caught and held. Carrick has a net drive chance that's blocked. Columbus presses at 9.5 minutes. We get a power play for the Rangers. Kreider's denied on a rebound. That's killed off. A lot of one and done. Pretty defensive game to this point. I see the score too, but I'm telling you, it was a defensive game to that point. Werenski has a net feed that's blocked, and then at 19:31, it's a face-off win in the Columbus zone, and Panarin ends up tipping one in. Lafreniere and Trocheck with the assist. So at 19:31, it becomes a 1-1 tie. With 21.2 seconds left, the Rangers get a power play, but it's 1-1 after the first. Second period, Columbus finishes the kill. The teams trade rush chances, and then on one of those rushes at 3:07, Fantilli rifles one top shelf. Voronkov with the assist, and they enjoyed combining on a goal so much that they have a forecheck right after that, and at 3:31, 24 seconds later, Fantilli scores on a pass from behind the net that he received from Voronkov. So Voronkov with a couple helpers, Fantilli with a couple goals. It's 3-1 for Columbus. Jackets look for another. We get a power play for Columbus, and this is where things kind of go the other way. At 6:54, Schneider roofs one from the right circle shorthanded. Trocheck and Zibanejad with the assists, and then at 7:35, Kreider on a 2-on-0 break. He wires one, Kreider from Zibanejad at 7:35. The Rangers then finish the kill. The score now tied at 3. Werenski has a net drive that saved. The Rangers press with 8.5 minutes left. Things get pushy on a hold by Quick. And then at 17:03, Olivier deflects a net feed into the net. Werenski and Fabro with the assists. The Columbus Blue Jackets have their lead back at 4-3. And then at 18:46, on a failed clear, Fabro puts one past the screen into the net. Corrali and Van Riemsdyk with the assists. It's 5-3 Columbus after 2. And if you're the Rangers, you're sad Columbus doesn't get another power play the rest of the game, because that's how they score most of their goals in this game. Third period, Severson has a one-timer that saves. Shots are 2-0 Columbus at 3 minutes. Get a delay game call. The Rangers to the power play. JT Miller has a net drive that's blocked. That power play is killed off. Shots are 3-2 for Columbus at 8.5 minutes. And then what is shown is an own goal now. Kent Johnson's credited with it at 10:17. Makes it 6-3. And then at 11:51, Fantilli scores from the slot. He roofs it. The hat-trick goal, Marchenko and Severson with the assist. The interesting thing is it shows as an own goal, but the stats for this game, now show Quick allowing 7. So that must no longer be an own goal. 7:19 left. The Rangers get a power play. They pull the goalie to make it 6-on-4. That power play is killed off, and they don't try pulling the goalie again. They lose this one 7-3. Columbus 31-24-8 with the win. With the loss, the Rangers 31-27-6, and this one hurts. It's a rough weekend for the Rangers. Shots on net, 9-4 Rangers in the first, 14-9 Columbus in the second, 16-9 Rangers in the third. The Rangers outshoot Columbus 34-27. Power plays, the Rangers 0-4, Columbus 0-1. The hits, 16-7 Rangers. Tarasov saves 31 out of 34. And then Quick, 20 saves on 27 shots. So rough scoreline for Jonathan Quick tonight. All right, next up. LA and Vegas. This was crazy. Riddick versus Hill. Early press by Vegas. Sods denied. The Kings rush. The shots are 2 apiece at 4.5 minutes. Fogel has a wrister that's held. Kings are blocking the path to the net. I know, it's weird, right? You get these high-scoring games, and I'm telling you, the defense started out pretty good in these games. Byfield misses one wide on a rush. Shots are 6-3 for the Kings at 9.5 minutes. And then at 11:22, it's a point shot that's tipped in. Kopitar. From Edmondson and Clark, it's 1-0 for LA. Teams then trade rushes. The Kings press with 3 minutes left. At 18:29, the Kings make it 2-0. It's Brant Clark. He dekes around Hill and buries it in close. Kempe and Edmondson with the assists. It's 2-0 LA after the first. Second period, the Kings press. Gavrikov has a shot that's held. And then at 1:56, a puck goes in off Byfield's skate on the rush. Makes it 3-0. Fiala and Laferriere with the assists. Then we had a fight between Hellenius and Haig, and that seemed to turn things around for Vegas. Dano has a slot shot that's held. The shots are 3-1 in favor of the Kings at 4.5 minutes, but at 4:59, Roy has a backhand that trickles into the net. McNabb and Smith with the assists, so Riley Smith with his first point back with the Vegas Golden Knights. It's 3-1. Shots are 7-3 Vegas at 8.5 minutes, showing just how quickly things turned. And then at 9:47, Hurdle, speaking of turned, he turns around and wires one to make it a 1-goal lead. Korzak and Dorofiev with the assists. Vegas presses with 8 minutes left. The Kings press with 5 minutes left. And at 18:51, Warren Foegele scores from Dano and Gavrikov to make it 4-2. Vegas would look to respond, but it stays 4-2 after the second period. Third period, Vegas presses in a minute and a half. Shots are 2-0 for the Kings at 3 minutes. Foegele has a rush chance that's kicked aside, but then Moore roofs one glove side from the left circle. Dano and Foegele with the assists at 4:02, and LA has their 3-goal lead back. Sod has a net drive that misses wide. The shots are 5-0 Kings at 7 minutes, but Vegas gets a power play, and they score on it. Hurdle from Stone and Eichel at 8:29. The Kings press with 9.5 minutes left. We get a delay game call that gives the Kings a power play, and they score on it. At 10:56, Kempe goes 5-hole on a fast break. Kopitar and Fiala with the assists. However, don't go away just yet, because Sod would score. He buries one from the slot at 11:33. It's a 6-4 lead. The goalie pull happens with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. And at 17:47, Hurdle gets the hat trick goal from Stone and Eichel. Makes it 6-5. They would pull the goalie again. The Kings hold on by the skin of their teeth. They win this one 6-5. They go to 33-20-9 with the win. With the loss, Vegas 38-19-6. Shots on net, 16-7 LA in the first, 17-7 in favor of Vegas in the second, and 12-8 for LA in the third. Final shots 35-32 in favor of the Kings. Power plays, both teams scored on the only power play they had. The hits 29-17 for the Kings. Riddick saves 27 out of 32. Hill saved 29 out of 35. Both goalies were shaky tonight. It did not feel like the game was done until, that final minute, because I was like, I don't trust either goalies right now. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. All right, next up, Dallas and Vancouver. I enjoy this game because no matter who wins, I do see positives. So, DeSmith versus Lankinen, early press by Dallas. There's a post for Pettersson on a rush, and that's the EP40 Pettersson, because there's 3 different Petterssons, right? Canucks press at 2 minutes. The only shot on net, though, is for Dallas 4 minutes in. We get a power play for the Stars. They come into this one 13 for their last 28. It was not successful tonight. The first one's killed off, 1 shot on net. The Stars press at 8 minutes. Good forechecking by the Canucks. The Canucks press with 9 minutes left. The shots, though, are 7-3 for Dallas with 7 minutes left. Hedel has a net drive chance that's blocked. We get a power play for Vancouver. That's killed off, 2 shots. 2:36 left. The Stars get a power play. That leads to a shorthanded rush by Bluger. That's killed off without a shot. There's no score in the first period. Second period, good early forechecking by the Stars. Marchment's net drive is saved. Hedel fires one wide on a rush, and then at 5:17, Harley with one pass to screen that deflects into the net. Dodonov and Marchment with the assists. It's a 1-0 lead in favor of the Stars. Besser nearly responds on the next shift. Shots, though, are 2-1 for Dallas at 7.5 minutes. The Canucks press at 8.5 minutes. Showing how defensive this game is. Both teams had 9 shots in the first half of the game. Yeah, 18 shots. We would end up with 42 by the end of it, but it was pretty low event hockey, and I know Shorthouse said it, but I'm saying it again here. At 11:35, the Canucks get on the board. Forbert with his first goal this season. First goal in a while. He roofs it from the right circle. Mancini and Garland with the assist. He got a nice pass from Garland, and he roofs it. So that ties the game at 1. Sherwood then has a rush chance that's defended with 2:34 left. Dallas gets a power play. That's killed off. But at 19:34, Granlund buries a rebound to give Dallas the lead back. Ceci and Duchesne with the assist, so it's 2-1 Dallas after 2. Third period, early jump for Dallas. Bluger then can't bury one in close when the puck goes the other way. Canucks get a power play. That's killed off. Shots are 3-0 for the Canucks at 5.5 minutes. Canucks press at 6.5 minutes. Beck to Granlund. There's a near miss there. And then at 8:26, on a turnover rush, Robertson tips one in close. Duchesne with the assist for his second point of the game. Makes it 3-1 in favor of Dallas. Joshua's denied on a 3-on-2 rush. Joshua had a very good game if you're looking for a positive for the Canucks. We get power play number 4 for Dallas. And again, Teddy Bluger with a shorthanded rush ends up ending that. Then we get a post for DPD. So Elias Pettersson almost had a goal. And then Höglander scores, but he gloved it in the net. Immediately knew it wasn't a goal, did not celebrate. Pettersson came over to celebrate with him, and he's like, no, just no. So the goalie pull happens with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, and at 18:52, Rantanen hits the empty net from CC. Lots of empty net goals today. Your final score is 4-1 for Dallas. They bounce back from last night's disappointing loss against Edmonton and play a more Dallas-style game. They go 42-20-2 with the win. With the loss, Vancouver 29-23-11, and they stay just below the playoff line in the West. Shots on net, 7-6 Dallas in the first, 7 apiece in the second, 10-5 Vancouver in the third. Final shots 23-19 for the Canucks. Power plays Dallas 0-4, Vancouver 0-2. The hits 34-12 Vancouver. DeSmith 22 saves on 23 shots, beating his former team. Lankinen 15 saves on 18 shots. All right, last game of the day is the New York Islanders in Anaheim against the Ducks. So Hogberg versus Dostal. It used to be Hogberg, now it's just Hogberg. Fine, sure. When in Rome. Early jump for the Ducks. The Islanders press at 3 minutes. The shots are 3-1 in favor of the Islanders at 4.5 minutes. The teams trade turnovers. Vetrano's denied on a 2-on-1 rush. Zegras does the lacrosse attempt, and guess what? The goalie saved it because they're allowed to. So every time you see, oh, that's a cheat. That's a cheat. You shouldn't be allowed to do it. If goalies and defensemen know it's coming, they can save it. It's not actually that difficult to save it if you know it's coming. So the shots are 5 apiece with 7.5 minutes left. Lee has a chance that's blocked out. Lundestrom misses an open net. He hits the side of it instead. There's a near miss for Vetrano in close. The Ducks are forcing turnovers. The Islanders sloppy with the puck at this point. And at 17:52, Colangelo just outwakes Hogberg. And Hogberg's down and out. And he puts it over him. Gauthier and McTavish with the assists. It's 1-0 for Anaheim. 48 seconds left. The Islanders get a power play. So that runs to the end of the period. Score 1-0 Anaheim after 1. To start the second period, the Ducks do finish killing off that penalty. The shots, though, are 3-0 for the Islanders at 3.5 minutes. Pulock has a wrister that's caught and held. It's a fast period of hockey, this one. It felt like it was more of an Islanders style of game than the first. Islanders press at 7.5 minutes. The one thing that was not very Islanders, though, lots of turnovers. Both teams committing a ton. And as I'm writing that up there, the announcers, and I was watching the Islanders feed, the announcers are talking straight out about how sloppy the game's been and how many turnovers there have been. So I was seeing the same thing that they were just talking about as well. Shots are 8-5 for the Islanders with 6 minutes left. The teams trade rushes. And then at 14:56, it's a face-off win. 56. It's a face-off win. And then Hellison puts one past the screen. There was some debate about whether or not it was his goal. Last I looked, it is. Then that it bounced around and did it go off somebody else. But either way, it's Hellison from Minchukov and Zegras. So that makes it 2-0 for the Anaheim Ducks. Gauthier has a fast break chance. That's held with 3:29 left. The Ducks go to the power play. That's killed off. And then with 56.4 seconds left, the Ducks go back to the power play. So it's 2-0 for the Ducks after 2, and they have a power play to start the third. Well, to start the third period, there's a shorthanded rush. Pelech on the shorthanded rush fires wide. Here's the problem. When you're the defenseman and you fire wide on the rush, where does that puck go? The other way. And now you don't have the defenseman back there you need. And Pelech's a pretty good defenseman. So McTavish takes advantage on the following rush, and at 43 seconds scores the power play goal to make it 3-0. Leo Carlson with the assist there. We get a power play for the Islanders. During that power play, Jensen Harkins gets a penalty shot for the Ducks. That was saved. And then the Ducks do finish off the kill after that. Shots are 4 apiece at 4.5 minutes. The Ducks press at 6 minutes. Killorn's denied. The goalie pull is with 12:28 left. Bit ridiculous, but either way, the Ducks hit the empty net. Colangelo from Lundestrom at 8:18. Siplikov then has a net drive chance that's held. The reason I say it's kind of ridiculous is because it is the Ducks. I know the Ducks have been playing well at points here and there, but I think, pulling the goaltender with that much time left, I think you should. I think as a coach, it's important to make it feel like, hey, I believe in my players. I'm not going to pull the goalie until I have to, say with 3-4 minutes left, and then we'll go through this a little further here. So the Islanders press with 9.5 minutes left. We get a power play for the Islanders. That's killed off, and then at 15:10, DeAngelo scores on a wrist shot to break the shutout. Siplikov and Boquist with the assist. So if they hadn't pulled the goalie early, it now would have been a 2-goal game, making it a little bit closer, right? They still pull the goalie anyways because it's Patrick Waugh with 3 minutes left, and eventually they put the goalie back in when they realize they don't have enough time, and you have face-offs at various parts of the ice, so you got to get the goalie back out. Either way, the Ducks win this one 4-1. They go to 28, 28, and 7, back at 500. The Islanders 29, 27, and 7. If they'd won this game today, they would have jumped past 3 teams in the standings. They did not, so they stay behind them. That East is so tightly packed. And then the power rankings, people are just, I can't believe this team's here. They're all really, really close to each other. Anyways, shots on net in this one, 9-6 Anaheim in the first, 10 apiece in the second, 17-8 for the Islanders in the third. They do outshoot the Ducks 33-27, which does not tell you how this game was played. The Ducks played very well. Power plays 0 for 3 for the Islanders, 1 for 2 for Anaheim. The hits 24-21 for the Ducks. Hogberg saves 23-26. I keep wanting to say Hogberg. And then Dostal, 32 saves on 33 shots. Another very good game for Dostal, only broken by DeAngelo's wrist shot in the last 5 minutes to prevent the shutout. So no Tony the Tiger Magnets today, no chest magnets, barely. A lot of empty netters preventing that. And a couple of 80s games. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts regarding tonight's games in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.